Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Share Your Journey with Marisa Toti. And Marissa, am I saying your last name correct?
Yes, yep,
Okay.
Cody.
All right. And we are live in my Facebook group from Daydreams to Destinations. And my goal is to really just start featuring my members and their journey and their path because I truly believe that you can learn so much from someone else's journey. It might be the light that you need so you can travel easily to whatever destination that may be. So, without further ado, I'm going to have Marissa tell us where are you calling in from, and is that your hometown? And welcome. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. This is a wonderful opportunity, and spending more time with you is always a great thing. So my name is Marisa Toti. I am from Ontario, Canada, and I was born and raised here, so it has been my hometown for a very long time.
For a very long time. Okay, how's the
Yeah.
weather? I always like to know. I don't know why, but I like to know the weather. Is it hot there, or like
It
a
is. Yeah, yeah, a lot of times when people hear Canada, they think of cold all the time. In Ontario, we do get our fair share of winter. We've had some pretty big snowstorms. We've gone down to minus 45 before, but today is hot and humid. We go from minus 45 in the winter to like hot, humid beach weather in the summer.
okay?
So yeah, we get everything: spring, summer, fall. You name it, we get it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're kind of still. It's warm here in Cincinnati, so that's good. I just trying to put that
Nice.
in perspective for everybody. And I know I'm a travel agent, but I'm horrible about the weather thing. So that's why I always ask. I think it's kind of interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get to it because I know everyone is anxious to hear about your journey. I do have just a quick question, just for those of the people that don't know you yet. And I'm still getting to know you. So
Yep.
I want to know, how would you describe yourself and the path that helped you start your coaching business and develop your Facebook group? Because I know you have one.
Yes. Yeah, so it's been a very interesting journey. I've learned a lot about myself along the way. I don't know if this is quite what you're looking for, but just to kind of tell you how I ended up where I am with coaching. I was always very outgoing as a young child. I was always social, wanting to make friends. Always, not that I had to be the life of the party or the loudest in the room, but I just always liked to be where people were having the most fun, where there were most conversations. I loved meeting new people.
Okay.
Along the way, I'm not sure how, but just through just different life experiences, going through generational trauma. I think sometimes as you get older, when people see you as an outgoing person, some people try to kibosh that, right? They kind of feel intimidated by it. They feel threatened by it. So unfortunately, I allowed that to get the better of myself. So I ended up being a people pleaser. I started doing things to make other people happy instead of myself. So fast forward many years and 15-year narcissistic marriage and all of that, I found myself sitting at my desk one day, just totally lost and thinking, this is not the life I dreamed of. I am not the person I ever thought I would be. I literally felt like I was sitting in somebody else's body. I thought, this is not what I planned for me. The clothes I was wearing, I'm like, I never wanted to work in an office. Here I am working in an office. So it was almost like, because I found myself sitting in this area of life that was just totally foreign to what I had ever wanted for myself, and even the person I had become was totally different than I knew deep down inside who I knew I was. I thought, I really need to make a change. And so I started to look for clues, for answers. I started attending free webinars, free trainings, all on personal growth, self development. And it was funny because as I was diving deep into it, one of the first things that popped into my head was, these are my people. the people that I was surrounding myself with, the people I was being taught from, I thought, these are my people. I finally found where I fit in and where I belong. And so I started to really study and dig deep and apply what I was learning. And the changes I was making and the shifts in my life that were happening, I thought, this is incredible. And I thought, I cannot keep this to myself, because there's other people out there, other women who are going through what I did, or who are at that point where they're stuck and don't know what to do. And I thought, I need to get out there and share it. And that's kind of how I got into coaching, because I thought I can coach somebody to go to learn all of the strategies and techniques and everything that I learned, just to help themselves become the person that they used to be. Because I think many of us can relate to losing ourselves along the way in life. You know,
Yes.
we all go through different life events, and it can really have an effect on us and change who we are.
Oh my gosh. Marissa, there is so much in there, and I have questions that I want to ask you, but I don't think I'm going to ask those questions because there's just so much. Um, and if you don't mind, if we can we unpack that just a little bit? Um,
Sure. Yeah.
so when you were younger and you said that you just always found yourself around, like not wanting to be like the center of attention, but you just wanted to be around people. Like that was,
Mm-hmm.
you okay. So you really got some fulfillment from being around, surrounded by people, like in a group of people. That's where you felt most alive.
Yes, I loved laughter. I loved friendship. I loved conversation. Just meeting new people was like I was very social. I remember my parents used to say. Now this was going back to the '80s. Not that everything was super safe in the '80s,
Right,
but
but
when I was a kid, my parents would take my parents would take my sister and I to the beach, and I would always go missing. And my
mm,
parents never worried. They just looked for a group of kids, and
and
I
there
was
you
in
were.
there. They said I used to just yeah. They said I just used to walk up to a group of kids and say, "Hey, can I play with you?" And they would say, "Sure." And I would make like 10 new friends.
So you've probably never met a stranger in your life. I could say that about you,
No,
right? Never met a
yeah,
stranger. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so in that, and just correct me if I'm wrong, just to kind of not really walk in your shoes, but just trying to get an idea. So being around people, then you just kind of fell into the people pleasing because you wanted to be, around friends and so forth. So whatever they were saying, you kind of took it on for yourself, which I'm guilty of even to this day. Trying bad habit, but I'm trying to get out of it. Um, Tell me another thing that struck me that you said in this people pleasing, and unfortunately, the traumatic relationship that you were in. How I I don't know how you phrase this. You said you were sitting at the table and you felt like you were in someone else's body. Can you
Mhm.
elaborate a little bit more?
Sure. Yeah, I felt like I was looking out of somebody else's eyes. Like what I was looking at was a result of decisions I had made, and I had to fight through a lot of anger and resentment and blame. I had to learn that yes, these were my decisions, even though they were due to specific things that happened in my life. They were decisions I had to make at the time. So yeah, I was sitting there, and it just hit me one day. I said, I feel like I am looking out of somebody else's eyes. The clothes I was wearing were not the clothes that I pictured myself wearing at a job that I liked, because the job I'm sitting at, it like I never ever wanted a desk job. I'm very active. I love hands on. And
Mm.
here I am at a desk job wearing these clothes, this office attire. I always pictured myself like getting out there, getting dirty, or just like I always wanted to do something like either be a personal trainer, or I used to want to be a train conductor. Like I was interested
Oh wow.
in jobs that really got you out there. And so here I am sitting at a desk, a quiet setting, and it even got to the point where what I was hearing, people typing on a keyboard, was making me anxious,
Oh
because
wow.
it was such an amazing moment. It was almost like my body was just like, look, you're at this point now, and this everything you're hearing, everything you're seeing, everything you're feeling goes against everything that is truly inside of you. So it's time to make a change.
Oh, wow.
I will remember that moment like it was yesterday, and that moment there really did something inside of me that anytime I start to feel like not that I should give up, but maybe that am I really on the right path? Am I really doing the right thing? I just remember that moment and I think, no, like keep going away from that because that's not who you are.
Oh, yeah. I that I mean, I don't know. I feel like that is such a powerful statement because I don't believe that people realize how subtle that can happen. You go from people pleasing, just like, yeah, we'll do this and sure, I'll do this for you or I'll do that. And next thing you know, like myself, if it was up to me, I probably would have not went to college. But of course, you got parents, friends, whatnot. Um, but me at my core probably would have never done it. Um,
Yeah.
Great experience, but probably it was not what I wanted to do. Um, and I think it just
Yes.
happens so subtle that you don't realize sometimes, like, I am sitting, in a place that I don't belong. So that really catapults you
Mhm.
into your coaching business now. Now, on that, because we were talking about
Yes.
your coaching business, I heard through the grapevine, was it this morning or tomorrow morning? Your group
Oh,
coaching.
tomorrow morning. Yes.
Oh, well, let's talk about that. Can we? Can we spill the beans on that a little bit?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, go ahead. Share.
Sure. Yeah. 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 No problem. Oh, sorry. Did you say you want
Yeah.
me to do it?
Yeah, yeah. I would. I mean,
Oh, sure.
I just didn't want to. I didn't want to take away your thunder, but I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, I heard through the grapevine of your group coaching, so I wanted, yeah, to give you a chance to talk about that.
Yeah, no, definitely. So tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, I'm actually hosting my very first group coaching session. So I'm helping, there's going to be a group of women. I'm going to be helping them fight through self sabotage, limiting beliefs, anything, breaking negative patterns. We're going to be going through the 7 levels deep exercise to find their why. We're going to be going over the 6 human needs and how we can apply them. So, and this isn't all just in one call. So there's going to be 6 calls. It's going to be over 6 months. So it's one call per month. And anybody who is interested is welcome. You can reach out. I can give you the details. But
Yes.
yeah, I'm super excited.
The funny thing is, I was listening to you, and I don't know if you realize this, but while you were sharing your journey, you were just sharing your journey when you were younger. But as soon as you hit that point in which you found what you're doing now, and you said, this is not me, this is
Hmm.
what I want to do, and I found my people, your voice went up, your face lit up. And I'm just like sitting like, oh my gosh, here she is. And it's amazing how you can see that in individuals. And so I truly can appreciate everything. And I think that that's what drew me to you in another community that we were a part of. And we were both a part of the same challenge, but at different times. And it's like, I just saw you like, ah, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there she is. And then getting to know you and your story, it's like, gosh, that is her. So is that how you feel? I mean, I don't know. I could see it in your smile, so I would assume that.
Yes, it's so funny because you're not the first one to say that, and it's funny because I feel like I'm the same person talking about all of it. But then whenever somebody brings it up, I really realize it. I do change because coaching has just been, it has really made me feel alive. It's made me feel like who I am. This is what I feel like I have always been meant to do, and I finally found it. So yeah, when I do talk about the past, I've healed from it, but I think there's always a part of us that when we think back on it, not that it gets us down, but it's hard to talk about it with joy when you
Hmm.
know it's what
Right.
was what you were struggling to get out of.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's totally fair for you to say that, because I've heard it from so many people. I even signed up for a course once, and at the beginning of the call, I guess I was just kind of like, like whatever. And then as soon as they gave me the details, and I was like, yeah, I'd love to sign up. I can't wait. They were like, whoa, you just went from like a 4 to an 11.
Well, that is awesome. I can tell that you're super excited and very passionate about what you do. Marissa's definitely going to drop information about her coaching call tomorrow, her group, how to get a hold of her. If anything that she has said today resonates with you, please reach out to her. So, I mean, I'm excited. It's like the more I do these calls, the more it's like, oh my gosh, I got to do this, I got to do that. And this is something that I definitely may even myself be participating. So, you all, I know she's going to drop the information in the comments. I heard about it earlier, so I had an extra scoop. But Marissa, before we end the call, I just wanted to give our members one more tidbit from you. If somebody out there is feeling kind of like where you were, sitting at that kitchen table, is there something that you can say to them from where you are right now that might encourage them or inspire them to just go ahead and take that leap of faith? Whether it's a business or
Yes. Yeah. If I, the more I've learned about it, the more I understood that what I was feeling was I was uncomfortable with my life. And because you're stuck, you don't know where to go. So if you have that feeling inside of you, like something is not right, there's something better out there. And like you said, it could be whether it's business, whether it's personal life. That is your body. That is your inner you that you've lost along the way, saying now is the time for you to take that step. And it doesn't have to be big. I think some people think it has to be a huge monumental thing. I went to it was like a free 4 day event. It was free, but even if it's picking up that book, if it's writing in a journal, if just take that one step towards getting unstuck, and one step out of that person you don't want to be, that's all it takes. Start looking for people, reaching out. Everyone's welcome to reach out to me. If not me, just anybody. Look for free YouTube videos, anything to give you that message, because it's sad to say the people we have around us are usually the ones that stop us from doing that, because they're scared we're going to change. They're scared we're going to leave, them. Not leave them, but right. We're not going to spend as much time with them. We're going to start living our own life. So unfortunately, the ones who love us sometimes are the ones that harm us the most by not letting us become who we are truly meant to be, or reach the potential that we have. So all it takes is one small step. I encourage everybody to do that.
That is such excellent advice, and I'm so glad that you threw in there, watch a YouTube video. I mean, there's, my kids are always on whatever, but it's something just so small, and you never know. Like you said, you might hear something that'll say, like spoke to you, these are my people. So thank you for that. That's such powerful, but it's like a tiny but powerful statement. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. We are going to wrap up tonight. Thank you so much, Marissa, for joining us. Definitely check out the comments. She's going to drop in the information on her Facebook group as well, and her 6 month, right? 6 month. It's going to be 6 months.
Yep.
One every month.
Yeah. 6 months. One. Yeah.
One every month. And if you all want to share your journey, certainly type it in the comments and I'll bring you on and feature you. I just think that this is so powerful. And Marissa, thank you so much for being vulnerable and giving my members another path to look at, so they have another guiding light out there. So thank you so much. If you hang out for just a minute, okay. All right,
Oh,
everybody.
sure. Yeah.
You all have a wonderful night. Thanks so much. I will see you all again on Monday. Cheyenne Kramer, I believe, is going to be our next guest on Monday. Don't remember the time, but I'll drop it in the comments somewhere. You all will see it. All right, y'all. Have a blessed weekend. Take care. God bless.
Bye.